Welcome to the Omni Rewatch podcast, the only Ben 10 podcast on the internet. My name is Ramen, that's Kai Animation, and that is Professor Berg. We are back. Yes, we've been gone for a while, but that's because, well, we've been busy. But we are back to bringing you episodes when we can, and we're gonna try to finish Ben 10. Don't worry, guys. So yeah, the episode that we watched, Berg, do you have it pulled up, by the way?
Alright, here is the description. Episode 22, Tough Luck. Gwen dons her lucky girl costume again as upon finding the mystical keystone of Bezel at a magic convention in Las Vegas. Rather than good luck, the keystone straightens all of Gwen's natural abilities to superhuman levels and grants her superhuman agility, enhanced reflexes, and durability. At the same time, Hex is busted out of prison by his niece, Charmcaster, and seeks to use the keystone to restore the destroyed charms. And that's about it.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a short description. Okay.
Very much so.
Yeah, but yo, Kai, we specifically chose episode 3. That's why we waited so long to do it. So let's get our thoughts out there about this. Yeah, we thought this was a good episode for you. Aren't you a fan of Charmcaster?
Oh yeah, I love Charmcaster. She's great.
Yeah, that's the reason why, because we waited for this, because it was like, okay,
She's one of my favorites. I like her a lot in Omniverse. Genuinely, she's got crazy girl vibes, and I'm just like, you know what, that's relatable. She talks to herself. She's schizophrenic, and it's great.
Why do you like that about her? She's schizophrenic. I like that. I don't care. Jeez.
It's best not to ask questions.
Just like me for real.
Like I said, best not to ask questions.
What are your Berg? Let's go over what we thought about this episode, Berg. What you think about this episode, homie?
Honestly, it was a lot of fun. I did like the fact that Gwen was back in the action again. She got the charm that she needed, become Lucky Girl, and we see that happen again. It was actually a pretty fun episode. It was nice to see her do things. Also, Ben's doing his thing. It was nice to see Hex again, because that was fun, because he's like, I'm about to destroy the fucking world, roar, and stuff. Then you have Charmcaster, who, she is a total crazy ass bitch. That bitch is the deceiver. She will use everyone. Like, she used Gwen, she used her uncle.
Damn.
She's like, bro, no, she was like, dude, I'm gonna use everyone to achieve my goal.
And what's funny is because I haven't seen this episode in a while, I believed that she was gonna be nice to Gwen. I thought I legit was like, oh man, I guess they're friends now. And then I was like, oh damn, she's good.
Damn, that's crazy. You actually bought that? No,
for real.
I saw that double cross coming from a mile away.
Okay, here's the thing. Yeah, you know how I knew she was gonna be bad? Because I posted on my Twitter a while back. So I saw the clip from, I think it was either Ultimate Alien or Alien Force. I can't remember which one it was. But basically, Charmcaster brought back her father, but by doing so, she committed a fucking genocide. Yeah.
Oh my god.
She killed everyone. She's Spellbinder. The lives of everyone in the dimension.
I'm like, dude, no, I knew this. There's no way this chick is fucking good.
She is worse than fucking Hex, if I'm being real, because Charmcaster seems to have the motivation to carry out a plan. Like, Hex can carry out a plan somewhat, but is always... I feel like Charmcaster could legit carry out a plan if she wanted to. That's how good she is.
Hex is just blinded by just fucking with beefing with a bunch of 10-year-olds. He just has a deep hatred for children. Meanwhile, Charmcaster's like, nah, bitch, I got a plan. I'm gonna do this. You can either join me. Actually, no, you don't even have to join me. I'm gonna still use you. Just get the fuck out of my way.
I like the opening shot is just him in a jail cell, and the poster on the wall is just Lucky Girl. I'm like, homie, you cannot be like, I get. I want to know who
made that.
I mean, look. I'm just gonna say, bro is already in prison. What more can you do with him? With like, he has a picture of Lucky Girl. I'm like, it's weird, but I'm like, dude.
He had to print that out. He had to custom make that.
So you know that one scene in Avatar with Uncle Iroh where like it's just shown that he got fucking jacked while he was in prison. I would have loved if there was something like that.
That would be funny. That would be so funny. Like Hex is just like a prison.
Hex. No, because then it would have made for a very funny joke. Because the charm that Gwen gets in this episode, it makes her like ultra strong and fast reflexes and shit. So imagine Hex spent a shit ton of time in jail working out and getting swole, and then he tries to just punch Gwen and she just catches it.
Oh, that'd be funny as fuck. I love that idea.
Like Hex is just like, I lifted so much weight. What the fuck?
I love that idea.
Swole fucking Hex. Oh my god, he's like he'll be like an inferior version of like a Hulk. He'll be strong but yet not know how to use his strength. It'll be fucking hilarious.
Bro, he's like, you know, it'd be funny if it was just like when Charmcaster breaks him out, he's just doing a bunch of pull-ups and shit. He's just like 10, 199, 100.
Nah, you have Charmcaster go like, I got here 2 minutes ago. I know you were not at 100. She's like, you just started at 99.
Instead, the man. Think about this, because that poster you cannot find that anywhere. You had to. There's probably a fucking library in the prison. He had to custom. Come on, God, he commissioned somebody. He commissioned you.
Commissioned me. I can confirm I was the poster designer.
You were fuck that guy.
I got a lot of weird clients. I don't know what to tell you, man.
I think back in the day they did allow newspapers to go into prison. So I guess it's like, I don't know, dude. I do not know. I think it's just traumatic.
That's his motivation to get revenge. I guess apparently. But like,
yeah, Gwen was his gym motivation.
that can be taken. So
now I just want to see, like, you know that bro stuff that they infected Rook with in that one episode. I want to see that, but with Hex.
You want bro Hex? Oh man, you know what? That'd be fucking hilarious.
Gym bro Hex, dude.
He's like, oh, listen here, he's like, all right, listen here, I'm here to perform some magic. The magic of muscles. Oh yeah, check out these guns right here. That's what true illusion begins.
I'm imagining like PC Principal, but just Hex.
No, bro, it's like, all right, listen up, everybody. Okay, listen. All right, everybody, I'm PC Hex here. And we just like Gwen Tennyson, you can shut the fuck up right there.
Gwen's just like, we gotta get him. And he's just like, whoa. Did you just assume my pronoun?
It's like, listen here. Listen. Like, how dare you? You think you can even understand the pronouns? Like, you think you call me a them because I may be Bill Presley? Well, I'll tell you what, my pronouns are he and her. Okay? All right? I respect your pronouns, huh?
I don't care how lucky you are. I don't care how lucky you are. You sit your ass down.
Oh my god.
No, it's like you think you're lucky, huh? Because you're a little cis white girl thinking you're better. Well, guess what? There's plenty of minorities out there who think they're not so lucky like you. I'm loving this idea. I
love
it.
See
Jim Bro Hex.
Oh my god.
Jim Bro Hex in our lives.
Kai's gonna draw that up. He's gonna sketch that at some point. Yo.
Oh, I'm already doing it.
Okay. Yo, Kai, what are your
big clip studio model for it?
What are your thoughts on
this? They got like an All Might model.
Oh god. Yo, so Kai, what are your legit thoughts on this episode? How did you like it? Of course.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was very serviceable. I like the alien variety. We got like a lot of some aliens that we don't get to see that often. Like we start off with a pretty common one, forearms, because we love forearms. But then we get like Stinkfly gets a chance to shine, which actually I noticed this. Stinkfly is actually pretty strong. He was carrying a whole helicopter. Helicopters are
definitely
heavy. And that helicopter, he wasn't being held by the propellers at all, because the whole point was that it was falling. He was just genuinely lifting an entire helicopter.
Stinkfly is used a lot in Ben 10. So, you're right about the versatility of the aliens in this episode.
No, definitely we get Wild Mud and Wild Vine. Like, God, it's gonna take. But the thing is, it was funny because in Four Arms. Okay, so in the beginning, Four Arms is sending a bus full of old people, And he's like, okay, folks, you're okay. He's like, oh, listen here, Mr. Oh, big and strong. Why don't you help us down from this bus? We're so... I'm like,
and Berg had PTSD.
I would have been like, oh, I can help you in more ways than one. How about I help you meet God?
Berg had flashbacks of him being at work and old people being like, oh, look at me, strong man. Why don't you help us out for once?
No, I shit you not. That fucking happens. I shit you fucking not. I'm like, I had to deal with fucking into. No, it's like, because I'm like,
immediate. This generation, you don't know how hard.
It's like you like oh shut up you said oh shut up you sat out WW2, don't act like you're better than us. like you trap dodge the war, don't act like no, because it's like Makai is just like, I'll meet you guys. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, sure, I'll help you down, pushes the fucking bus. It's like it just falls down and goddamn.
But one time a lady just straight up told me to cut my hair because it was too long.
What? He's like, get a haircut, you hippie!
Yo, old people have such
she was like... Yeah, and then what got me is that I'm just like, oh, I don't really want one. I'm like, I'm fine. She's just like, well, people will think you're a girl. And I'm like, little do you know, that's the whole fucking...
it's like, wait, you look like a girl. Look, you look like a girl. I am a girl.
That's the point. Do you anything else you want to ask? You know, I know you've been a nom and you haven't seen many a girl in a day, or you haven't had people visit your house. But you know, maybe your sons might visit you if you weren't such a goddamn shrew.
Dude, I'm just saying, bro. And they're just like, I'm like, damn. Ben has the patience of a fucking saint, dude. Because I'm like. He's like, dude, fuck all y'all, I'm gone.
I want to push that bus right off the fucking cliff.
No, the thing is, I wouldn't have pushed the bus. I would just leave them. I'm like, all right, fuck all y'all. You'll figure you live this long. You figure things out. You do it yourselves, all right? At least get the police. At least I would just call the police saying, hey, there's a bunch of bus of old people. Go get them. I'm not dealing with this shit.
Dude, Ben saved a bus of old people. He's not You're not obligated to. There is people for that. Ben's not obligated to help people down a bus. It's so funny.
Honestly, I would have just left because I know damn well they would have just stepped off if Ben just left them.
Oh, definitely.
It's like, what are they gonna do? Yeah, they would have stepped off just fine. They were just being assholes about it.
No, they were. That's like some old people just sometimes be assholes just to be assholes.
Yeah, it's because they're old. They know they can get away with it.
Oh no, not with me. Dude, the only reason I don't tell them to go fuck themselves is because I wear a fucking uniform at work. But I'm like, I do not. When it comes, it's funny because when a uniform, and the thing is, most of those people I know, they're very nice. Just a few. Like, oh my god, yesterday, I had to deal with a client yesterday. She wanted to talk to my manager, not about me, thank God, but it's like, she's like, oh, I want to pay for membership with my daughter. It's like, well, my manager's basically like, oh, what is she doing more important than me? Calling President Biden? I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Calling President Biden?
Yes.
I'm like, god damn it, you fucking I hate. He's like, I can't watch my because the TVs weren't working. He's like, I can't watch my news. How am I? I'm like, get a fucking iPad and go read it yourself. It's like, I am not dealing with this shit
like,
today.
Lady, please. We know you just want to watch Jeopardy.
My grandson wants to watch the Cocoa Melon.
Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. I hate.
Yo, I love it.
You got off topic so fast.
I don't care.
I mean, to be fair, like, the thing is that was just a one-off joke, but it's just like, dude, I'm sorry, those old people in that scene were just like totally fucking assholes. It's
we were legit on top. It doesn't matter. We don't care. Old people. Funny thing. There in this episode, there's a guy named. Is his name Amazing Alan? That is fucking.
Yes.
Name?
Amazing Alan.
That, by the way, you're Alan and you're amazing, which is by far the corniest fucking magician name ever.
Fun fact: he's voiced by D. Bradley Baker.
Yes,
he even uses Klaus' voice. Actually, it's the funniest shit.
I love it because you can I'm like, yo, Klaus. I'm glad the CIA finally let you get a human body, but you should not be calling yourself the Amazing Alan. It's so fucking lame.
Oh god, I love this. Yeah, no, the more like I talk about this episode, this actually was a fun. It actually was a fun episode when you actually talk about the a lot of silly stuff in
totally.
it.
Well, you remember you pointed out kind of like the Amazing Alan segment that the Ben going inside the magic box and then becoming like I think they did. I think that was grabbed. That little bit right there was grabbed from this episode for the movie because it makes a lot. It makes a lot of sense.
Like it's kind of reversed. Like in the episode, Ben turns to the Wild Muppet. In the movie, Wild Muppet turns into Ben, and it's like. And also that's another thing I realized I forgot to mention about this episode with Gwen. I'm sorry, Gwen played a bigger part in the movie. It's like people forget that Gwen's a fucking gymnast. I keep forgetting that. It's like when she actually like flipped to actually help Grandpa Max.
Full body flipped Hex.
I'm like, damn. It's like
you're right because the movie kind of got a lot of Gwen's characteristics wrong. Now that we're watching these episodes, I'm like, yeah, Gwen can do a lot more than fucking use a computer. Like she's like you're right, Brooks. She's a fucking gymnast, and like, yeah,
dude. I'm like, this is probably I wouldn't say one of my best Gwen episodes, but I'm like, this was actually legit fucking good though.
Yeah.
Once I saw the Charms of Azelle, I just thought of what's it called? The Kermit the Frog. We're doing
a sequel.
We're doing
by popular demand.
The sequels are never quite as good.
Did I fucking?
I don't care. The sequel is good. I loved it. Lucky Girl being back. Anytime Gwen is just Lucky Girl is fucking awesome. I like that costume. Like, I really wish Alien Force would have. Yeah, I wish Alien Force would have like lean into that, like her being like having the superhero costume, or she's like, or like the great like Gohan when he's like the Great Sandman. I wish like Gwen was like more goofy like that and like was like wearing that costume to fight crime. That would have been fucking hilarious.
Honestly, here's like
a lot was lost with like Alien Force and such. Also, I'm drawing Jim Bro Hex and he looks like so stupid. It's hilarious.
I love it. Now, dude. Now, here's the thing. I actually want to draw adult Gwen wearing the Lucky Girl outfit, just because for reasons.
Go ahead, man. You're good. Yeah. We got the amazing. Yeah. Hex kind of like when he was like talking to Charmcaster, I get he's he's her uncle and everything, but it came across very like abusive in a way. I
think it was abusive.
I mean, he's forcing his daughter to commit wrongful acts of crime.
Genocide.
I feel like abusive is an understatement.
I mean, to be fair, like I think you ever think it's like she was kind of reverse psychology because she was gonna betray him anyway. So he's like, okay, I'll go see you later. It's like, no, where the fuck you think you're going? You're gonna help your little ass is just gonna help me out. And I'm like, or was that a reason for her betraying him? It's like, was she actually gonna betray him, or is just like, okay, hey man, you're a dick, so I'm gonna take over your stick now. Bye, bitch.
I think it might have been a bit of both with that, where it's just like she already didn't like how she was being treated, so she simply just went like, I don't have to listen to you. I can just take your whole plan.
Yeah, she can commit the mass genocide herself. I don't think she needs X.
You know what the funny thing is, her father. Like it's also the thing is her father. Like in the episode, it's like the SpongeBob fish. It's like Daddy, I committed genocide just to save you. You what? I'm probably gonna repeat that joke when we get to that episode.
You what? Oh man, I love this episode. So like, here's the thing.
I love them.
Sorry, you go.
Sorry, you go. No, thank you. Sorry about that. No, I just love it. It's like we said it's like we said it was like okay at first, but the more we talk about it, I'm like, no, this actually was a fun episode. I love those episodes. I feel like one of our best episodes are basically either we don't feel much about it at first, but when we talk about it, it's either we love it or we hate it. And we just
Yeah.
or
I feel like a lot of the love from the Ben 10 fandom really just comes from how they interact with one another.
oh, definitely.
Like where people just go like, it's not just that we all like this thing; it's also just that we're all like really about it.
Yeah, when what I like is in Ben 10, every main character gets a focus point. Like some episodes for the main characters are good and some of them are bad. Last episode before we took a break was Grandpa Max, and his like entire character was just like changed, and he became kind of like
Wrong.
obsessed. Yeah, he became obsessive, and he kind of was not looking out for his grandkids. And we watched it, and I'm like, the episode's okay, but I don't like Grandpa Max's characterization because it's almost like the complete opposite of his character. Meanwhile, in this episode, Gwen is the focal point, and we shit on Gwen a lot, but like now we're at a point where I think we're at a point where like Gwen is actually doing more stuff in the show, which I am excited for because she's usually just in the back or just like being snide and snarky. Yeah. You're right. But like, no, Gwen is really good in this episode. But Grandpa Max, I don't think Grandpa Max does anything. I can't.
Yeah, he's kind of useless in this episode. Like, bro is just like, kind of just like I think he just does a few things here and there. Like, I think he throws a bowling pin at fucking Charmcaster.
He got tired a lot this episode. Actually, that I noticed. I get it. He's old, but it does seem a bit out of place.
Yeah,
at least in my opinion, for him.
He's like, I'm getting too old for this shit, dude.
I guess if you're focusing on like Ben, because even though Ben it's Ben 10, he's like the main character. Even though it's Ben, like, you know, the main focal point, it was very centered on Gwen. Ben was just there to service the plot and like get the story moving. But it's very Gwen centric, where like, and I enjoyed it for that. You know, and Ben did his thing and all that.
Yeah.
And, but I did like this episode because it was very Gwen centric. Like, her charm, the Lucky Charm, which I said Lucky Charm.
That's me, Lucky Charms.
It's my Lucky Charm.
Oh, me Lucky Charms.
But I'm glad it's not like I like the first Lucky Girl episode, but that one was like, it was like Gwen was lucky and Ben was unlucky.
Gwen was also just shitting on Ben the whole time in that episode.
Exactly.
And I think that's the reason. And I think that's the reason why I like this episode more, because there is kind of a bit of an equal partnership here. I mean, granted, and when Ben's actually supposed to silent, it's actually for lore reasons, because like, well, he, like I said, the watch is not working, so he can't really do anything at the moment.
Yeah. Ben seems more supportive that Gwen is Lucky Girl in this episode than I think in the last episode. And last episode was the first time, but Ben seems very supportive of Gwen being Lucky Girl, which I like. I like that. I enjoy
more
that
because he noticed how much she liked it and how much he wants it sort of back, because she does make reference to it earlier.
Yeah, definitely. And he
does playful teasing, going like, "Oh, you won't." Yeah, it seems like you never let us forget that you were Lucky Girl. But I think he does also recognize that, like, oh yeah, she really just misses like being able to contribute that much.
I think for me, it's like one of the things I like. It's like I like when Ben and Gwen actually act like, well, they're family. Like they actually act like they're. I mean, I know they're cousins, but they do have that sibling dynamic. But it's like I like it when they do, like, they actually do play, like, they tease each other. But in reality, it's like. But at the same time, when the chips are down, they are there for each other. I actually prefer like when they're doing that instead of just being total fucking assholes to each other.
Yeah,
yeah, before they fucking hated each other.
Yeah, dude. In season 1, it was like Gwen's characterization was like very like Ben and Gwen would bicker a lot. I feel like now that we're in season 2, we're getting more Gwen and Ben like getting along and stuff like that. And yeah, their cousins are gonna be snarky a bit, but like I really like Gwen in this fucking episode, and it's just great seeing her and like as Lucky Girl and Ben supporting her. Also, we get that little hint of like Gwen using magic, which okay, it's a magic or mana, but like whatever Alien Force fucking retcon.
Well, we'll call it magic, mainly just because that's what's called in this era.
Yeah,
so we'll stick to
what she gets. So I'll break it down. they're at the climax. They're trying to defeat Charmcaster. Gwen has the hex staff, and we all thought like she was going to use it to hit Charmcaster, but no. She streams out a beam of like magic, and only a magic user, lightning or magic, and she streams out a beam, and like only a magic person could use that staff. I like that little hint. Like there's gonna be, and they build off of that. Like they build off of Gwen being like being able to use magic, which I love. This little hint just setting up more stuff to it.
Definitely. The thing is,
there's something that they also mentioned that it's like, oh, only a true master of magic can use it. So that probably speaks a lot to like how much, because like it's implied that Gwen is kind of a prodigy when it comes to magic. Like it's said a lot. Throughout the series where they're like, oh, you can already do that, you're so young, or oh, how did you learn that so fast, that sort of thing. And it shows a lot. Like, one, the fact that she could best Charmcaster at years old, even though Charmcaster had been like deep into magic since basically birth, because she grew up in the magic dimension. I'm blanking on what the name of the magic dimension is. It's the one you use. Yeah. Well, but yeah. What I'm saying is just that it's implying a lot with the fact that she's very like gifted and seems to be a prodigy.
Yeah, and at a young age too, because isn't Charmcaster older than Gwen, or are they this?
Yeah. She's several years older.
She's 15.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
She's 15.
So, and like Gwen, because I can't wait until we get to the episode where Gwen gets the Charmcaster book, and like the show kind of there's scenes in the show where like they show Gwen learning how to use like different magic spells. I really like that aspect of Gwen, and I know in Alien Force they give her like the mana abilities, and I really liked her using the spell book.
I like her having. Yeah, me too.
I like the spell book aspect because she can do all these crazy spells and stuff like that. And in Alien Force, I like it too, but there's just something about like having this book of like different spells that can do different things that I enjoyed more about like when Gwen got magic.
I think for me it's this, like Gwen actually getting, I feel like now, like with season 2 coming, like I said, I think we're at like the midway point of season 2, and because here's the thing, for the first half of the season, Gwen has definitely not been portrayed the best, and like I said, we constantly shat on her, we constantly said she sucked, she was annoying. I think now the writers are finally realizing, okay, this is what Gwen's character is all about. And I'm actually happy to see this improvement for her.
I think the reason we also really didn't like her that much is because there was a very clear formula being shown with her character where it's just like, yes. I saw as like a writer from all the episodes we've seen is just simple. Ben, she figures out like the actual things necessary to move the plot along, where it's like, oh, this is the scheme because I can use the internet. And then Ben tries to stop him with physical force, him, and then she gets kidnapped, and then he finally can do it. That's just a very clear formula they've been using.
Yeah, and I'm glad.
So, like, I'm glad that they're finally trying to break out of it.
Yeah, and I'm glad the writers stopped that formula, which I think it does beg a question. I don't know what Race Against Time was using for their ref for Gwen, but I feel like they were basing some of the characterization from Gwen from season 1, because if that movie is at a few seasons after, Gwen was. I don't know if Gwen is a magic prodigy by season 3. I don't know, but I think by then there's more to her character. I wish that movie would have added to, because now we're seeing more of great characterization from Gwen as the show goes on. So it's like now it's a full plumber team. Although Grandpa Max doesn't do anything this episode.
I think he had to be on. I think he had to be on timeout due to his dickery in the previous episode.
Yeah.
he feels bad. He's kind of like off rhythm, going like, "Man, I was a dick last episode. I really got watch
I
myself."
put my grandkids in danger. I let my grandson fight a fucking death god. What the fuck, dude?
Oh man, I almost got my grandkids killed. Anyway, let me just be on timeout. Let me get the least amount of lines for this episode because Grandpa Max doesn't have many lines either.
I think he only has like 5 lines. I think he has like 5 lines in this episode. He has like the first episode. I think the first part. Then it's like when Charmcaster. I think it's like a very minimum lines this episode. Like I only remember speaking like a couple times, and that's about it.
Yeah. Hey man.
But yeah, he was kind of pretty like quiet this episode.
Yeah.
He's like his voice actor like was feeling under the weather.
He's like I need to feel under the weather. It's like I have to go in self-imposed exile for my sins on. It's like I have endangered my grandchildren.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
He fought a god.
Again, can we still talk about that? Like, there's like the fact that God. I'm very interested what the pantheon of Ben 10 is like. It's just like how
my personal idea is that it's probably like every god is real, but they're not active, like all active at once. Where it's just during this era, this god was the most powerful, so they made the most appearances. During this era, this god was very like high and popular.
It's basically like the DC universe where every religion is true. It just depends on who gets their time to shine.
Yeah, basically like that.
Yeah, that's not bad. Before we get into Alien VPs, I just want to bring up this funny big. Brand has a hoverboard, and this I think it's the first time I've seen him use it in a while.
Dude, I forgot that was a fucking thing.
Same. I fucking forgot that shit existed, bro. It's so cool to see, though.
It really is.
And Gwen mastered it right away because I guess she's a prodigy, bro.
Yeah, prodigy. Yep, a prodigy.
Yes. Okay, so
I have a lot of questions when it comes to Hex. Honestly, is he an Anodite? I get that he's referred to as like Charmcaster's uncle, but we don't see him do like his actual Anodite form like ever. So it makes me wonder a lot.
He might be
one. Like, is it just like let's see here, blah blah blah. Looking up his fucking what do you say his name was? What kind of species was he again?
Also, I finished the Hex swole drawing, the swole Hex drawing.
He said, Kai say Anodite.
Anodite. Okay, he's from like domain.
Ledger domain. That was the name.
Okay. Doesn't really say.
Yeah, it's just that like I know Charmcaster's an Anodite because she was born in Ledger domain, according to the lore. So that's what, but nothing's really ever said about like him.
So like, let's see here.
Like even her dad in his brief appearance doesn't mention like, oh, where's my brother?
It's like oh.
Honestly, it would have been nice. Sorry, you got it.
I get it. It's like yeah, I think it's like I don't know. They does not mention that. Oh wait, it does not. Nah, it doesn't really mention it. It's like it's weird because it's like again they do not mention this.
Yeah, they really don't. It's strange. Like I honestly I would have written like at least a little bit of dialogue to confirm when like Spellbinder, Charmcaster's dad, makes an appearance. Simply just have him go like, "Oh, where's your uncle? He was supposed to be," or like, "Where's my brother? He was supposed to be taking care of you." Something like that. I don't know. Y'all want to see the drawing?
Yeah, sure, go for it. You know, fuck it. Let's go with it. Let's do this thing. I want to see this shit.
PC Hex. Okay. I drew him like a fucking tank. I'm just letting you know now.
Okay.
Because I grew up drawing superheroes, so like I know how to draw like tank type build.
Oh, no. Holy fuck, my man! Whoa!
Bro looked like he about to actually fuck. He looks like a fucking wrestler. Like he is in the wrong fucking business. Bro's got to be like like forget the magic shit. Like he's got to be like he's got to be in the ring. He's gonna be in the WWE.
With this one
I tried to like make the hoodie work, but it looks so goofy on his like big ass shoulder, like his broad shoulders. So I remember that in Omniverse he actually has dreads. So I'm like, okay, he probably just like grew him out when he was in prison and had someone braid him for him.
Remember that time I realized he was black.
It's a weird thing because he's black, but I look at Spellbinder's white, and so is Charmcaster. So I'm like. Is it like
that adds to the? Is he really? I'm gonna make a video on this. I don't like theory videos, but this one's actually getting pretty deep.
He's black.
I don't understand.
He's black because he has dreads, but then well, here's the thing. Charmcaster kind of has a bit of a tan on her. That's what I noticed.
Okay, so is it? But it's like
Charmcaster.
Not really. I mean. If you look at maybe in the show, but like in the
kind of but she's also back to being like full on white when we get to Alien Force.
Oh yeah,
she's got a bit of a tan. Like
maybe
looking at her original design in the OG series, I honestly would have thought she was Egyptian personally.
Yeah, same.
But like looking at her Alien Force design, she is white as the snow. She's the same color, like actually lighter than Gwen. So
she is pale as fuck, dude. Not this is coming from a guy who's not seen Alien for a long time.
She also has elf ears. I don't like the elf ears.
Yeah.
I don't like elf ears, dog.
I guess you're gonna comment below. You think Hex is white or black? But like I already discovered. I think he's black because of the dreads. If he's white, then black. Yeah, I think he's black. I remember the first time I found out he was black. I was like, no. And then I also made a bunch of jokes about him being a clan member, though.
Even though, bro, I
Wizard Hex.
Bro, I'm just saying, I kept saying he reminded me of Baron Zemity from the voodoo god of the underworld. So I am like, bro.
Berg was more like his historical of his with his. I went full on clan member with mine.
I'm gonna say bro is based off I'm like bro is based off some African religion. So don't go.
He's based off something. I just don't. This is like the one. Like this is. I don't think there's been a video like that, like trying to like dissect his race ever. I can't imagine why.
So we got. Let me get this straight. We got clan member Hex. We got classic Hex, and then we got a luchador Hex.
We got luchador Hex. We got Grandmaster Hex. Which is this clan?
I like Luchador Hex has got it in the bag.
Bro,
Luchador Hex, he did 50 pull-ups a day, and he got his sentence extended for sending multiple inmates to the ER.
Yo,
bro.
Okay, I'm just adding lore to this.
Not for real. Okay. So a personal story. Unfortunately, one of my uncles was in prison, so bro got fucking swole in the fucking can, dude. So he's like, he can do that shit is actually legit because you have nothing to do. So all you're doing is just lifting weights and working out. Plus, you're keeping people from trying to fuck with you because prison they're gonna do horrible shit to you. It's just like, all right, I'm without magic, I'm stuck in this place. Well, I'll start lifting. It's like, I'm gonna see the biggest person here.
The logic tracks.
Oh my
god! I'm trying to align normal Hex with Swole Hex to see how much like muscle mass was added.
Yo, you gotta can I make a suggestion? Give Hex a nice yellow sweater because I feel like I feel like with the dreads he can lead a support group of former magic users. Just him around the circle with a bunch of people being you gotta recovering a Hex.
He just has a support group and he's like, remember you guys. He's like, don't do magic, lift weights.
Remember guys, if you're not Hex,
use your lack of magic. If you're not Hex, you're not the best.
You're not the best.
He's just like, remember, our lack of magic is our gym motivation.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
remember, fuck mana, only drink creatine.
You should have gave him like a tank top then. What?
Nah, this is just me drawing him in his classic outfit to show like how tiny it is on him.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, let's get to the.
Because like, notice that the pants went from pants to shorts. Oh right, yep. Back to okay. Enough goofing.
Let's get to the aliens. Let's get to the aliens. Okay, so we had about 4 aliens and pretty great diverse episode. Yep, we got 4 arms.
We had 4 arms, Stinkfly, Wild Mutt, and Wild Vine. So
okay, let's go down to Berg. Who do you think was the alien MVP? And you know what? We're gonna do alien MVP, and then we're gonna do main character MVP. So, who do you think was the alien MVP, and who do you think was the main character MVP?
Okay, so let's go with this. Alien, I'm gonna have to give this one to, I don't know, it is gonna be Wild Mutt or Wild Vine. It's one of the wilds for this one. I think they both actually did a pretty good job with this one. Though I will take that Stinkfly holding a fucking helicopter is legit impressive. And only probably wants to pick 4 arms because let's be honest here, we all feel sorry for him during the beginning. It's like,
oh, I want to hug him. You want to hug him and be like, tell him it's all right. It's all right.
It's okay, dude. But no, for real, I'm okay. If this is a toss up. But I'm gonna go with Wild Vine for this one. It's just I feel like, but I'll be honest. But we all know like the human MVP is definitely Gwen in this episode. She definitely has earned it.
Good shit. I agree. Kai, what about you? Alien MVP and main character MVP. Who do you think?
I'm gonna go with Wild Vine just because I like Wild Vine, and also. Another on top of Stinkfly having the crazy feat of being able to lift an entire helicopter, I think Wildvine might be resistant to mana, considering that he was able to grab the charms of Bazel while they were like charging up without being affected. He's just let me just grab
definitely mana. He's definitely mana.
That's another reason why he's damn, because he stopped the apocalypse from happening.
Good shit. Good.
Literally, so like. Yeah, everyone's always like, ooh, Terraspin this, Terraspin that. He's resistant to mana. Nah, bro. Wildvine's resistant to mana. He literally stopped the end of the world.
I love Wildvine. And he's like a
What about you, Ramen?
I'm gonna say Wildvine was definitely the MVP of this episode. And I'm just gonna give it to Gwen as the main character MVP. She was fucking awesome. Also, as a joke, because I feel like it would be funny to add at the end of this, I'm going to say, man, Alan the Amazing deserves better. He really deserves another show. Get my man another magic show, man. Klaus needs to have a win for once, man.
Oh, God. Is Amazing Alan going to be like a meme on this fucking podcast?
Yeah, that's going to be a meme on this podcast. Amazing Alan was not in this episode. I don't think I'm going to give it a high rating.
Bro's like, hey, buddy, you gotta take your it's after my. Honestly, let's be honest here. Ben, I know Ben was supposed to be pranking that magic dude, Alan, but let's be honest here. He made his career by turning into Wild Mutt there. I'm like, Bro's like, holy shit, he can turn into that fucking weird ass dog thing. Oh my god, it's like,
hey man, we could
literally do the meme where it's just like, if I had a nickel for every time I was at a magic show and a little boy turned into a giant dog, like I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right?
Really did.
Amazing Alan could just make an entire career just telling that one story, and he could just make a podcast. Hey man, it happened with that Haktuo girl. She got famous on one thing, so why not Amazing Alan?
I hate you for bringing her up because I try to willfully try to forget that woman exists.
One man can make a living out of one story.
Reach in the brain, please.
Yeah, one man can make a living out of one scenario and then blow up. Amazing Alan merch is gonna be crazy.
I hate you for that.
I love you. Okay, we reached the end. Let's give our final rankings, and we're gonna close this out. So, 1 out of 10 Omnitrixes, Berg. What would you give this podcast?
honestly, I give this episode a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 Omnitrixes. This was a lot of fun. Actually, there is one complaint I do have. The animation at times did look like it was a bit off. Like there was some times where things look off model, certain posing, just like weird like facial features. But for the most part, I did really have fun with this episode.
I agree with you. I did notice a lot of those. It was kind of jarring for some parts, especially when like you if you pause on a frame, it's just so weird.
Oh no, definitely. So honestly, with that being said, I would definitely give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Kai?
Actually, yeah, I'm agreeing with Berg on this. It's 7 out of 10.
Okay.
It's pretty good. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot more than the first one.
Oh, definitely.
You know what? Fucking.
Oh, yeah,
you
definitely.
got me. I'll give it a 7 too. I don't think I can. I think it's a good episode too. I'm gonna give it. So we have 3 7s. We scored the same.
I don't think we ever had an episode where we all agreed on a ranking. Actually.
Yeah.
Just because we all agreed, I'm dropping it down to 4.
This ain't
Simon.
No. Get your Simon Cowell ass out of here. Once you make the final score, you are done. You are leaving it at 7.
It's my show now, Ramen, and I decide that I give it a 4.
What kind of goddamn buffoonery is going on in this goddamn podcast?
Give me the mic. Give me the mic. It's my
I'm not giving you my goddamn mic.
I give it a 4.
I have the mic.
I give it a 4. Here, let me do it with reverb. I give it a 4. I give it a 4.
Okay, well, jokes aside, we all gave it a 7. So, with
Except
that,
for me, because I gave it a 4.
no, her final score was 7. It's already been tallied. With that, this has been another episode of Omni Rewatch podcast. We cannot wait for you to see this episode, and we can't wait to talk about the next episode, which is.
All right, the next episode is episode 23. They Lurk Below.
Oh, is the Ghost Freak episode?
No, that's the one afterwards. This one seems like it's gonna be a Ripjaws episode.
Okay, guys. So join me next podcast where I try to stay.
So depressed.
Join me next podcast where I try to give.
Depressed. He knows what's coming.
Go to my next podcast where I try to stay calm and give Ripjaws tons of compliments. Hey, you know what? This episode might be good. If it's based on Ripjaws, I might enjoy it. So join me next episode where I try not to be depressed while watching a giant fish almost not suffocate to death. This has been Omni Rewatch. You guys have a good night. I would say the actor who played Ben kills it as Ben. Like, I literally felt like he was only Ben straight from like the cartoon.
Wild Mutt does not look good. He looks really cheap.
Yeah. Well, they blew budget with Wild Mutt. They blew budget a lot, bro. I can kind of tell. You think that RV probably costs a shit ton of money?